Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about operations with complex numbers. And so we're going to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And so let's just jump right into it. So we're given that z is equal to 3 plus 2i, and we're given that w is equal to 4 minus I. And they want us to add, subtract, multiply, and divide those. So z plus w, z minus w, z times w, and z divided by w. Okay, so if we're going to add these together, we do 3 plus 2i plus 4 minus I. All we have to do is combine like terms. 3 and 4 makes 7, 2i negative I makes I, and that's all we have to do. For subtraction, it's very similar. 3 plus 2i, subtract 4 minus I. The only thing I would do is I would distribute the negative first. So notice how the first one doesn't change, but the second one does, and then it becomes an addition problem. So 3, negative 4 is negative 1, 2, positive 1, that's 3i. Okay, now if we multiply, we're going to do 3 plus 2i and 4 minus I. And just like with polynomials, we need to multiply everything by everything else. Okay. Now, I'm going to combine like terms right there. And then remember that I squared is the same thing as negative 1. So this is really like just multiplying by a negative 1. And so that's going to be a positive 2. And then we can combine these two into 14 plus 5i. Okay. And then I'm going to get rid of this so we can do the division one. Okay, so if we're going to do z over w, we're going to get 3 plus 2i over 4 minus I. Now what we're going to use is, it's called a complex conjugate, and we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by whatever the bottom is, except for we're going to change the sign on the imaginary part. And what that's going to do is it's going to cancel out the I on the bottom. So you'll see. Okay, so we need to multiply it out. So 4 times 4 is going to give me 16. 4 times I is 4i. 4 times negative I is negative 4i. And then negative I times I is negative I squared. Okay. Now on top, we do the same thing. 3 times 4, 3 times I. 8i, and then 2i times I is 2i squared. Okay, so we're going to do a couple things. So since this is a negative 1, we can cross it out, change the sign. So this is like a negative 2. Negative 2 plus 12 is going to give us a 10. Okay, we've taken care of that. Now we have 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11i. Now on the bottom, similar thing. Negative 1 times negative. It's just going to cross out, change the sign, and that's a 1. 1 and 16 is going to give us a 17. And then 4i, negative 4i, those cancel. And so this is one way that we could write our answer, but typically they want you to write it in a plus bi form. And so we're going to divide each one by 17 and write it as 10 17ths plus 11 17ths I. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculate.